All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna change, well, we're not changing the dash, but the dash in my Lexus here is trash, as you can see. And this is very common. These vehicles as I understand it, the resin mixture back at when they made these wasn't right. They issued a recall. If you brought it in, took it to the dealer, they would change the dash. But if you own one of these today and your dash looks like this, it's probably because they never did that. So one of the options is, I mean, you know, I tried to think of some way outside of the box, you know, like maybe I could rhino line it. I don't know, because I don't want to change the dash. It doesn't offend me that much. But it does bother me enough that I thought it was worth buying the dash cover by Coverlay. Now I haven't opened this yet. This is how it comes. Just comes in a cardboard box. Of course, I have no idea if it's packed in some sort of spray foam or what. Another interesting thing is, did I order the right color? Did I get it right? I don't know. Try to pull this out without poking in my fingers. All right. Well, all right, let's see what we got. Okay. There it is. Still don't know if the color's right. Okay, I see they give us probably adhesive. True Seal 100. Continuous temperature resistance at 400 degrees. So this is just gonna be like probably fancy RTV. Let me set this camera down. This is annoying. So I'm gonna cut this open and I'm really curious. Did I pick a color that's spot on or just good enough? I don't know what the color of that dash is called. I would have called it taupe, however you want to say it. Well, here we go. All right. I'm getting rid of you guys so you don't have to watch me struggle. All right, so got it out, got the plastic off of it. Came with the airbag cover. It says, warning, the airbag cover may detach in an accident and cause injury. It's always very reassuring to read ominous statements. Now, I'm not going to read this instruction sheet to you. What I'm going to do is read it to myself, and you'll just see it all played out on the video. It does have a specific airbag cover instructions. When I look at it, what I see is the edges here. There's a little joggle here, so that tells me that this goes under the dash cover. So when the dash cover's on, it's all seamless, right? And so basically, we're gonna have to put this thing on and figure out where it wants to be, I imagine. It has double-sided tape on it already. And I don't know, I might just leave that warning sticker there. I think it's funny. All right, here's what the dash looks like. Now, the first thing I notice is it's pretty flexible, except for in spots. So like if this isn't perfect, it's gonna wanna stand up. I didn't take these off. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. How good did I do on the color? We'll use our airbag. So this is my interior, it's light tan, but the dash is kind of a, you know, I don't know if I'd call that brown or not. So I chose light brown. All right, so I will go over these instructions real quick. So first, it tells you that, you know, if your dash is cracked, you know, sand it down. Now my dash is cracked, but they're kind of like hairline type cracks. I mean, they're not, they're pretty aggressive, so they're not what I would call hairline. They're not really raised. They're raised in spots like that, and so I'll just cut that out. But anyway, I'll do that on my own. It does say that you want an ammonia-based window cleaner, and it wants you to clean the surface, the undersurface of your new dash cover and the surface of your dash to prep it for adhesive. Do not armor all acetone, paint thinner, or inner petroleum-based solvents. Then it wants you to put the dash cover on, which, I mean, I think you would do that even without instructions, like do a test fit, kind of see how it's going to go. But the interesting thing here, and that's going to make it tricky, if you can look at this picture, they're showing you a picture of where to put the silicone adhesive. And it's just all the way around the edge. They don't want any in the center, obviously, because it's in the summer, you know, it's getting hot, it's going to want to expand. It ain't going to be able to expand, it'll warp. But so you're just going to go around the perimeter of all the openings. Your vent, in my case, I have a speaker here, so I'll go around that. They don't show you the airbag. They do make a statement in the instructions that where the instrument cluster is at, you may have to loosen it to get a proper fit. And the reason for that is because it overhangs, you know, see how it's got that lip? It's like the bill of a hat. I don't anticipate having to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on cleaning up this dash, making sure there's no rough spots, and then we'll test fit it. Then I'll wipe it all down. So let's do that. It's pretty close. And even if it ain't perfect, man, that is good enough. That is really close. So I'm happy with that. So first curiosity out of the way. These are my Witta mats, floor mats. Been in there for over a year now. Still good. They have a little bit of a, I don't know, Gucci kind of vibe going on, but I don't really care. I'm a Gucci hillbilly. All right, I'm gonna work on this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. We're gonna do a little test fit. I put the key in the ignition so the steering wheel will drop down and give me some more room. Let's see how we do. Okie dokie. Put it in. Okay. Gonna have to open the other door to get the, there you go. Alright, taking the key out because we don't need that dinging sound. It's not helpful. Alright. Yep. Alright. Let's see. It's fitting pretty good. It is going to be frustrating. I can tell you that. Alright, so this is going to be a test of patience. Now, the interesting thing is, you know, you're going to have, I mean, our airbag's going to go here. Your vent is a contrasting color. This will be a contrasting color. Even if there was another, like if I was at their warehouse and I was testing them out, there's probably not ever going to be an exact match because this vehicle is 20 years old and it's got 20 years of sun exposure and aging, so I don't anticipate that there would ever be a perfect match. And honestly, this is not a bad look. So now, like over here, like this wants to stay up. I don't know what's going on that side. We're gonna have to probably tucks in would be my, yeah. Okay, so it's tucking in. It's gonna have to slide in between there, which we'll get to that. Wow. So, you know, you're gonna have it glued. It's going to be one of those things where your prep work, your patience are all going to come into play. And at the end of the day, you will not have 100% perfection. You will have something that is going to have to be good enough. Because your alternative is to just pull the dash out. And that's going to come down to just how much does it bother you. And for me, this will be good enough. It doesn't bother me that much. It bothers me enough, but not that much. All right, so I'm going to go to the other side. All right, so here we are on the other side. So this, see, this is going to want to stick up. Push this in. Fits real good around the bill of the dash. I like that. This is going to want to hang up, so you're going to want to stick it down. Here's our light sensor right here. And the cutout for that is looking good. Our defrost vent is right here. Cut out for that is, I would say, good. Yeah. So the tricky part is going to be, you glue around the edge and then you put it in. Like, can I do that without getting glue everywhere? Like, I mean, I see myself in the camera. I don't know if I can do that. We'll give it a shot. I am pretty awesome. You don't even have to ask me, I'll tell you. All right, let's clean it and get this crap going. All right, so you don't see this on camera, but I have really been stressing over this stupid little airbag cover. So the problem is, if I put the dash in and then I try to work it in place underneath there, I mean, it gets underneath there and then it starts getting hung up. I want it to be centered, right? I don't want it to be all, I want the edges and the seams to be, you know, uniform and look good. So I don't really have confidence I'm going to be able to pull that off. I put the dash in first. So then I think, well, let me just go ahead and pre-install it into the hole, which sounds easier than it is. So, you know, how do I actually do this? I mean, first of all, it doesn't really want to fit perfect. Secondly, I need to glue it from the backside to the dash so that it's now part of the dash. So when I put it in, no matter where the dash ends up, it's centered in the hole. Another thing to notice is if you look at the double-sided tape that's on there, well, if you look at it, here's the joggle, right? So that's a raised edge, and the double-sided tape is down inside of there. So how much of this tape, once you peel the back off, which you're gonna have to do before you install the whole dang thing, how much of it's actually gonna make contact with the dash and stick? I mean, maybe just right here, which doesn't really matter as long as it's secured to the hole of the dash. But you know, I think the bottom line here is this is going to be a little more frustrating endeavor than what you might expect. You know, you're looking at it online, you're like, oh, I'll just buy that and throw it on, it'll be good. It's not that quick. First of all, even if it was that quick, you got to glue the whole perimeter. It's got to sit for like 8 hours. So you need to have a day of just putting it in and leaving it. What was the other thing? There was something else. Well, whatever. I don't remember. I think the main thing here is that you're buying this because the little details matter. You don't like the dash is cracked, but you don't hate it so much that you're willing to, you might not even have the ability. You're not capable. You're not that mechanically inclined. You know, taking the dash out is not in your wheelhouse. You'd have to pay someone to do that. You're talking about thousands of dollars in that scenario. It's not worth all that to you. So you want to do this. The details matter. Well, when the details matter, the imperfections and the little details that come with doing this are kind of like a nuisance to someone who, like for someone who has OCD or something. So it's just frustrating. And you can probably hear that in this video. It frustrates me. So I'm going to take a break because I need patience. I need to get my head right. And I'll do that with a cup of coffee. Yeah, I like that idea. Well, I just want to say this is going to be a two-part video, and those two parts are going to be lengthy. And the reason why is because I didn't want to cut out any detail. If you're thinking about purchasing this Coverlay dash, you know, the details are something that you're going to be interested in. And by watching the whole process, it'll give you a better idea of what you're up against. You know, I mean, there are other options on the market, carpet or little neoprene type covers, and of course they don't fit quite, you know, so perfectly. They might be something that you might rather deal with. I mean, especially for the price. I mean, the Coverlay dash isn't cheap, and so I think having all those details make you better informed when considering, you know, making that purchase. I mean, I'm not going to give you a link to go purchase it. I have nothing to gain here by, you know, you deciding to make a purchase or not. It's just to, you know, be informative. So yeah, it's going to be a long video, but stay tuned for the second one. Be looking for it. You know, like and subscribe, right? And there you'll see the finished product. All right, later.